Bonjour tout le monde, welcome back to We in France. Today I am coming to you not from France, but from sunny Seattle. My dad and I are here about to get on the Holland America Eurodam ship. It's a very special cruise to Alaska that my mom always wanted to take. She passed away a little while ago, and she's coming with us though in diamond form. So I'm gonna get into all that and show you what the cruise is like. Let's get on board. Alright, here we are in our veranda cabin. It's an aft cabin, which means we're at the very back of the ship. And when we come in, you see a nice big bed, which we are going to have separated because I'm here with my dad. And there's also a sitting area. This would actually come out to be a bed as well if you have another person or kids or whoever in the cabin. But the best part is definitely the balcony. So let me take you out there and then I'll turn around and show you the bathroom and all of that. And here's the beautiful balcony with two chairs, and a nice touch is that footrest that you see right underneath so you can recline. We have a table for any beverages or food we eat out here. And then here is the best part, the view. Okay, and heading back inside, we have our TV on the left here, the wall, directly in front of the bed. But the storage is going to be here on the left, and there are several closets that have a safe and hangers and all that good stuff with a lot of good space, shelves, and all of that. You know what a closet looks like, so I won't show you everything, but yeah, there's good space. And here we have the bathroom. Something that's nice on these veranda balconies at the aft is the fact that we have a full-size bathtub here if you want to take a bath. It's not just a shower stall. And then we have a shower with a removable shower head. And also you'll notice some handrails just in case things get a little rocky or you have a tendency to slip in the shower. So always good to hold on. We have some nice towels, bunch of towels, regular sized toilet. Your knees are not jammed up against the bathtub or the sink like it is in some cruise cabins. So you have a lot of nice space here. And then of course we have the sink with two glasses and a bunch of space around it. And both the sink area and the shower has Elemis bath and body products here in dispensers, so you don't have to bring your own shower caps, and some nice storage here for your toiletry cases. So yeah, this is the bathroom. And of course for storage and that sort of thing, there are hooks on the doors, and we bring magnetic hooks as well because the walls of the cruise ship are magnetic, so you could always hang up more stuff that way. We are just leaving Seattle, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but if you look very closely here, you'll see the outline of a mountain with snow caps, and I can even see a plane kind of coming across. That's Mount Rainier. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous mountain that we're treated to a view of right now, leaving Seattle. First, I definitely recommend spending a day or two in Seattle either before or after your cruise. There's a lot to see and do, and it's well worth leaving yourself some extra time, especially if you live across the country or further away like I do and you're unlikely to get back to Seattle anytime soon. We had gorgeous low 70s Fahrenheit weather in early June and had so much fun checking out all the touristy sites. But let's talk about the ship. The Eurodam was Holland America Line's first signature class ship, completed in 2008, and it accommodates about 2,100 passengers and is 936 feet long. After an afternoon or so, you're going to figure out the lay of the land. Everything is clearly marked, and the Eurodam is easy to get around, not to mention it has everything you need for a fun week at sea. It's home to several specialty restaurants, a bunch of entertainment venues such as BB King's Blues Club, where you're going to hear all kinds of R&B classics, a world stage for dance and other entertainment, as well as wildlife talks, and Billboard On Board, where two musicians play pop music on the piano and even take requests. You'll also find a pickleball court on the top decks, along with the basketball court, walking track, ping pong, pools, and hot tubs. And if relaxing at the spa is more your thing, you'll find the Greenhouse Spa and Salon up on Deck 9, right next to the fitness center, complete with hydro pools. There's also a casino down on Deck 2 with both table games and slot machines if you want to try your luck. And this is an amazing spot, the library. I'm just keeping my voice down because people are reading, but it's almost like a Barnes & Noble where you can come in and borrow a book and read it here or take it back to your room. They have all kinds of recent bestsellers, all types of genres. My dad and I arrived at the ship on Saturday morning around 11 a.m. and the embarkation process had us on the ship and in our room by noon. One thing to note is that your luggage will be delivered to your room up to a couple of hours later, so keep any medication, swimsuit, anything else that's important to you that you might need right away in your carry-on so you can get to it quickly. All right, we are just heading out of our cabin and we're heading out to our first dinner. It's at the Pinnacle Grill. It's one of the specialty restaurants, so we're looking forward to that, and I'll show you what we have on the menu when we get there. All right, and here is what is on the menu. Some wine, a whole bunch of nice appetizers. And included with your cruise fare is access to the buffet and the main dining room, but there are also specialty restaurants. Pinnacle Grill is one of them. So this was something that was actually included in the package we got, but it is an additional fee. Everything like steak, seafood, vegetarian, and of course dessert. Okay, to start, I got a half portion of the iceberg, the wedge salad. I love that, with blue cheese. And then my dad over here, he got some crab cakes. Looks excellent. Alright, it is just after 11 p.m. My dad and I have come back to the cabin. We're just starting to feel a little bit of movement on the ship. We're getting out into open water now, having gone through the Puget Sound. So yeah, we're super tired, especially with the jet lag and me coming from France and everything. It's a 9-hour difference. So yeah, it's time to go to bed, and catch you in the morning. It's our day at sea tomorrow, day 2. Good morning. It is day 2, about 6 a.m., and we are at sea, en route to Juneau. Oh man, it's a little windy out this morning. It's in the low 50s, but breezy. It's absolutely gorgeous up here on deck 10. Alright, today was day 2, day at sea. We are heading to dinner for the first time in the main dining room, and we spent some time at the casino today, bingo, went to an art auction, all kinds of things while we were here just cruising up to Juneau. So I'll show you what we have for dinner in a few minutes. This is a tomato and potato leek dumpling soup, and my dad got the shrimp cocktail. And I got the sole with some rice and vegetables. Alright, we're about to go to bed, and just came back from the casino and some of the entertainment, and we found an elephant on our bed. What a cutie. And some chocolate, of course. That's very important. Okay, it's 6 a.m. Check out this gorgeous view off the back of the boat. We're going to be docking in Juneau about 1 p.m. Okay, so every day you get a program like this in your mailbox outside your door. You can also access it on the app, and it just lets you know the hours of everything on board and the program for the day. So yeah, this morning there's a stretch class, an abs class, a wildlife spotting up there on deck 3, Tai Chi, pickleball, all kinds of different things, an ancestral memories talk, a bridge party, all kinds of things. And then also on the right side of the page, we have a heading here for entertainment and events with performances, movies, the billboard on board with music, BB King Blues Club, etc. All of that. And then on the back we have a handy listing of all the hours of all the restaurants and dining areas and services on board. And also something else on Holland America, room service, I believe is free for everything. I know it's free for breakfast, but yeah, you just put this on your door before you go to bed. There are premium options that you can add that do cost money, but a regular breakfast, coffee, juice, that sort of thing, you're always welcome to have it in your room. All right, it is noon. We just pulled into the Juneau, Alaska port, and we have an excursion at 2 p.m. We're going to the Mendenhall Glacier, and I think a little bit of whale watching. It is a little drizzly out, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to grab some lunch first and then head to the end of the pier where we'll meet our group. Look closely, there's a cable car. I think it's a cable car or tram of some sort at the very top. And you start down here. Okay, the first part of our excursion. It's about a 1-mile hike here up to the glacier. It's a bit drizzly, a bit muddy on the ground, but beautiful Alaska wilderness. And our guide does have bear spray in case we encounter a bear, but not likely. Okay, now for the second part of our excursion, we are going to hop on a whale watching boat. Still a little gloomy out, but apparently this is good weather for Juneau. It is not raining, so I think we're guaranteed to see a whale, so we'll see about that. We spotted a whale, trying to get closer, and I missed it.
He really was cutting it close. He was.
Yep. Alright, so we just got back from our whale watching tour. It was incredible. I've never seen a whale in real life. We were out on the boat for about 2 hours. The sun actually came out. It was gorgeous. And the guide told us that here in Juneau, it's actually a little cooler than usual for this time of year. So you'll see I'm in a rain poncho. Now this is the beginning of June, so I have gloves, a rain poncho. Underneath, I have a black raincoat, about mid-weight. Under that, I have my scarf. Then I have a lightweight, thin goose down. It's not lightweight, but it's thin goose down. Under that, I have a hooded, medium weight pullover, and under that, I have a t-shirt. And I have to say, by the end of the 2 hours, I was a little cold. It gets very windy, so even in June, definitely make sure if you're going on a whale watching tour that you have layers and that you're prepared, because the wind whips and you will get cool, but you'll see whales, so it's all worth it. All right, we're heading back on the ship. It is after 7 p.m. Now, this is the second time I've cruised with Holland America, and I love that it's more of a, I feel, chilled out cruise experience. It's very relaxed. While there are kids on board, you're not going to find a ton of kids and a ton of activities for kids. They do have some, but I feel like there are more adults on this cruise line. There are a lot of multi-generational families, so you see the grandparents traveling with their adult children, and then their minor children as well, so you'll see a lot of that. But you know, it's not a crazy ship where you're going to find wet t-shirt contests, bumper cars, or rock climbing walls. It's not that, but don't be fooled. That doesn't mean the ship is not fun. It is. There's a ton of amazing music, not just singers, musicians playing the piano. The food is absolutely amazing. You'll see in my video all the different things that we've eaten. The excursions are top-notch. And the ships are really classic. The ship that we're on now, the Eurodam, it was not built last year. It's not the newest ship, but it doesn't feel dated. It doesn't feel like it needs a refresh. And some of you might have an association in your head, because I did, that Holland America is mostly for senior citizens, or that it skews older. And I would say, like I said in the beginning of this clip, while you're not going to find a majority of people under 15 years old, that's not the majority. It's not Disney. It doesn't feel like I'm on a cruise with senior citizens. This Alaska itinerary attracts a lot of families with a lot of younger cruisers. I see couples in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and yeah, you'll see people who are more my dad's age and senior citizens, but I'm not the minority here. And one of the reasons why we chose Holland America for our Alaska itinerary, first of all, as I said, Alaska was a trip that my mom had always wanted to take. So this is something that my dad and I wanted to do to honor my mom, who's, like I said, with us in diamond form. But I cruised with my husband, Tom, to Norway with Holland America last year. So when my dad heard about what a great time we had, we thought Holland America was a perfect fit. This is not a press trip or anything like that. We happily paid for our fare, and I'm just making the video about it here. But We just felt that Holland America was gonna have exactly what we were looking for, and in Alaska they are one of the leaders. The ships are not crazy big. I'll put up about how many people, how many guests the Eurodam accommodates. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's not 5,000. This is not a crazy huge ship, so it can get into Glacier Bay, and the little passages, as you see, I don't know where I'll put it in the edit, either before or after this, all the beautiful mountains and glaciers and just the beautiful water here in Glacier Bay that we just left. But yeah, they also have amazing wildlife talks where you can hear from wildlife experts. I believe we had a park ranger yesterday. Today we had an expert on the animals and just everything you see here in the water in and around Glacier Bay. And Holland America is one of the best in the business for an authentic Alaska experience. So that's why we went with them, and yeah, that's it. So today, all morning, we are cruising the beautiful, the one and only Glacier Bay with the snow-capped mountains and all these beautiful seagulls following us here at the back of the boat. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is Marjorie Glacier. It is one of the stars here in Glacier Bay, and I believe it's about 21 miles deep. Really stunning. You could see the blueness on the bottom part of the glacier, and it's just one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Alright, so we are currently cruising Glacier Bay. I'm looking at it out our balcony, and I'll put up some shots here so you can see. It's absolutely gorgeous. But a little later today, around 6 p.m., we are getting into Icy Strait, where my dad and I have a kayak excursion. The water's probably freezing. We're gonna dress warmly. And I also want to tell you, if you've been following me now for a little while, you know that my mom passed away in October 2021. And I told you she's with us in spirit via this memorial diamond I have around my neck. So if you want to hear more about that, wait till the end of the video, because that is when I'm going to talk about that more. But we're going to get back to cruising, and I'll show you what we get up to for the rest of the day and that excursion. We docked in Icy Strait Point around 6 p.m. and promptly hopped off the ship to head out to our kayaking excursion. You do get a bit wet while kayaking, and the tour company provided us with special pants, as you see me in here, a life jacket, and a leg covering so we wouldn't get too soaked. So just rest assured that you'll have all the gear you need for this excursion provided for you. Now, despite the fact that neither my dad nor I have kayaked much in the past decade, we figured it would be fun, and it was, but oh boy, were we in for a surprise. I have to tell you, for the life of us, we couldn't get the tandem kayak to go straight for the first half of the tour, literally. We were just laughing the whole time and looking like a bunch of degenerates at the very back of the group with a second tour guide. And it was a beginner tour, so we weren't terrible, but it was a little bit to get used to. But we tried our best. We got a little better after a while, joined the rest of the group. Alright, we're just walking around here in Sitka in the downtown area right by the convention center. There are a bunch of nice stores, gifts with Alaskan artists, jewelry, pottery, houseware, so just taking a look. Okay, there's all kinds of made in Sitka stuff, and I'm getting these two magnets for Tom. He collects magnets. And then right here, of course, I was drawn to all the dog stuff, and it says made in Sitka. There's some dog treats, a dog wash down here. And then there's a dog paw salve. I guess it gets pretty rough here in the winter, and yeah, you can treat your dog's paws. There's all kinds of Pacific cod skin treats, and then, you know, all the regular gift shop stuff like hats and keychains and stickers and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Lots of great stores here. Okay, I'm intrigued by the bear poop. Let's see what it is. Made for Sitka Bazaar. Oh, it's chocolate panned peanuts, it said? I guess that's like chocolate covered peanuts. Pretty funny. Yes, look at these colorful socks with the northern lights. Wow. Hello. With hot butter shucked for you. And here we are in beautiful Ketchikan. We are going on a Bering Sea Deadliest Catch fishing tour. It's not a fishing trip, it's just a tour based on the reality TV show, but it's very highly rated. So yeah, and then we'll take a look at the stores around here, do a little souvenir shopping, but yeah, looking forward to it. Ketchikan was where we did the Bering Sea Crab Fisherman's Tour with crew from the Deadliest Catch reality show. And if you're like me, not knowing much about the show, it's still a lot of fun. My dad was the Deadliest Catch expert, and honestly, it was the highlight of our trip. This excursion gets a 10 out of 10. And you start off by boarding the Aleutian Ballad. It's been outfitted for tours, so you have seats and you have the option to sit either upstairs or downstairs. We chose upstairs, got a really good view, but do make sure you arrive early so you can get a front row seat. You definitely don't want to be stuck in the back. Now, it's a 3-hour tour that stays within the calm waters of the Inside Passage, so if you're concerned about seasickness, it's not a thing. You will not get seasick. And along the way, you're going to be treated to stories from Bering Sea fishermen and even get to see and hold some of the crabs that they've caught. Now, the king crabs were huge. I've never seen anything like it. And just so you know, everything is released back into the sea. 2 parts of the tour were especially moving for us. The first was when fishermen threw bait into the water, which attracted about 20 or so bald eagles. We saw them up close as they dove in and out of the water to grab the bait fish with their claws. It was spectacular. And just them swooping down and around us in this kind of flying frenzy, it was like nothing I've ever seen before. And to be able to have witnessed this in nature, not a zoo, it was really emotional for my dad and me. And we knew my mom was with us, in spirit at least. So I'm so grateful that we got to see that. The second thing, which was especially meaningful to us, was when the crew pulled up a crab pot that had a bunch of yellow tags on it, and they explained that each tag had a handwritten message from guests like us who wanted to honor a loved one. The donations go toward helping a local group of natives who have lost fishermen over the years. It's a super dangerous job, and the area depends on fishing to live. So the donations go toward helping their families and all of that. We made a donation. We got our own blank tag that will then get attached to the crab pot with all the others. Good morning, it's Friday morning and we are en route to beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. It's about 60 degrees out, the weather's really warmed up, and I am going to head to the gym. I'm all dressed, ready to go, and a newer pair of leggings. These are the hunter green color here from Quince. I told you about them before on the blog. They're a lighter material, really soft and stretchy, perfect for pretty much any gym activity that doesn't require super high compression. And yeah, I'm gonna head up there and get my sweat on and then go to breakfast. All right, it is the very last night of our cruise. My dad and I are packing up our things with a glass of champagne. And yeah, it's been an amazing 7 days here on Holland America's Eurodam ship in Alaska. As I told you, this was a trip to honor my mom who passed away, and I'm gonna lead into a clip now talking about the Memorial Diamond process and what it's meant to me to be here. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be here with my dad. We had an amazing time. And now we're gonna get into more about the Memorial Diamond process with Eternova. Losing my mom was one of the most difficult things I've ever gone through, and for those of you who are new here, her name was Chris. Here she is, and I started the Memorial Diamond process with Eternova right after she passed away in early October 2021, and then the actual diamond was delivered in March 2023. So it takes a little while. And as you can see, I wear it every day around my neck. And to give you the specifics, it's a 0.66 carat round blue diamond. And the color blue, it represents my mom's love of water, the beach, fishing, boating, and all that good stuff. And I knew right away that I wanted to honor my mom in this special way. And I have to say that the journey with Eternova, it's been incredibly healing. I'm so thankful for that. And my mom loved jewelry, so that's part of the reason why I went that route. And just everything about making a memorial diamond, it felt right, and I wanted to get more of what felt good when I was experiencing so much grief. So I went for it. Now, if you've never heard of a memorial diamond, I hadn't. It's also called a cremation diamond. It's a beautiful way to honor a loved one and make a real diamond from the carbon that's extracted from your loved one's ashes. Now, with the Turnova, the focus is on the person and your healing. It's not a business transaction, and that's something that I felt really set them apart. So the whole process starts with the welcome kit that they send to you in the mail. You get a personalized video, sample gemstones, so you could get a feel for what each size looks like. And then a receptacle, a little container where you'll place your loved one's ashes, just about a half cup, and you'll send them back to Eternova to kick off the process. So once the process begins, you're going to get regular updates along the way every couple of months with video clips. So you can see what the processed ashes look like, what the raw diamond looks like before it's cut, before it's polished, and that sort of thing. You'll have someone with Eternova reach out to you along the way, so they don't just disappear for a year and a half while the diamond's being grown. They really take you along for the journey, and that was really important to me. Also, the ashes don't have to be new. I wanted to point that out for those of you who maybe have loved ones' ashes that have been on the shelf in an urn somewhere for years. It's something you could do at any time, both for a human loved one and a beloved pet. And the diamond is lab grown. It's a real diamond. This isn't a colored piece of glass with ashes inside or anything like that. That's beautiful too, but this is a real diamond. And my mom's ashes were transformed into this gorgeous diamond, just like my mom was. So I felt it was a fitting thing to do. And this whole process, it's brought my healing journey full circle. And the necklace, it's allowing me to physically have my mom with me every day and celebrate her for the rest of my life. And this first big celebration, as you just saw, was to honor my mom via this cruise to Alaska. It was done in her honor on a boat on the water, which she loved. And now she's gotten to go as well with us, just in a different form. And just to share with you, one of the hardest things to come to terms with after losing my mom was the hard truth that my mom won't be here anymore in human form ever again to make any new memories with me, my dad, with anyone. So having her here in diamond form, it's the next best thing. And though I'm not a religious person, I do believe that her spirit in some form, it lives on through me, it's with me all the time, and that does bring me peace. And I'm so glad that this whole memorial diamond process has brought me peace. That's what I hoped it would do. And it really does bring me comfort. And being that it's something tangible, it's a tangible thing that I can hold or touch as I continue to remember my mom and all the good times we've had over the years and the ones that we continue to build just in diamond form. And one of these moments I'll share with you on our trip to Alaska was when we were on the Deadliest Catch tour excursion, and the guide threw bait, fish, into the water, which attracted 20, 30, maybe even 50 bald eagles. And they were flying so close to the boat, maybe just 10, 20 feet away max. And seeing them up close in the wild, not in captivity or a zoo somewhere, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And my dad and I were emotional about it, even just talking about it, remembering it. I'm getting chills, you know, and I feel like my mom was there with us in spirit, and it brought me peace being able to witness these beautiful animals up close and personal, and knowing that my mom, in a way, got to see it as well. Now, to be clear, of course, I'm still sad. Nothing is going to erase the pain of losing a loved one. That grief, it's always with you. My mom's always going to be dead. That's just the truth. And some days are worse than others, but the grief, it's not front and center anymore. It's not that searing pain like it was in the early days, in the early months and year. And I know part of that is time, but part of it is also going through this process. The Memorial Diamond process has helped lift that grief. So thank you, Eternova. And yeah, the process takes a bit over a year from start to finish. And that was a good thing, knowing I had something to look forward to at each stage, that an email, a video was going to come, and that at the end of the road, I would have my mom home with me again, just in diamond form. And here she is, you know, and on hard days, I remember the memorial diamond. I realize, oh yeah, she's still around my neck. It's okay. I can keep going. And it's just a memento that I'll cherish forever. And I want to say if you've lost a loved one, maybe something I've said here has spoken to you, definitely check out Eternova, linked below for more information. I have links also to other videos I've made and content on the blog where I've talked more about the memorial diamond process, my mom, grief, just going into more detail than what I've spoken about here. And just to point out, yeah, here on my channel, I predominantly talk about all things related to life in France. But We in France is also an extension of me, Diane, the person behind the channel. And grief has been a huge part of my life the past couple of years, unfortunately. And grief is universal. It's something we're unfortunately gonna all experience sooner or later. And I wanted to be open with you and share this personal side of things. So I hope you're okay with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you watching till the end. And it was an honor to share this Alaska cruise with you on Holland America Line's Eurodam and talking about the memorial diamond process. I hope it can help you. I don't hope you can relate, but I hope maybe you, at least at the very least, you feel less alone if you're going through something like this. So thank you for being here on this one especially, and see you back on We in France soon. Salut!